νομίζω κάνει φοβερή δουλειά στην Ομόνοια.
And we called taxi, and with Kilian, I opened the door behind, I put him in the taxi, and I closed the door, and I want to go inside, and Kilian go out.
You're going to get someone messaging you afterwards saying, why did you mention me?
Hey, fuck.
She say, I cry because you are here today.
Πάμε σιλά καμουφτιά, βρεγά, βρεγά, βρεγά.
Edo. Welcome to another edition of the No Choftes podcast on the OLB. Like, subscribe, tell your NOUNA. I'm your host, Stel. I didn't plan on doing this podcast, Simmera. I've got things to do later today, so unfortunately, sorry, Gobelia, I won't be able to be doing the live stream, the match review against Apollon, who we face later today, 5 o'clock Cyprus time. No, 7 o'clock Cyprus time, 5 o'clock UK time. So hopefully Roy and Chris will take the reins. But I wanted to do a quick video on the rumor that broke this morning about Tzionis possibly making a move to the United States, MLS club Sporting Kansas City. Left field, as they say in America. This come right out of the blue, hasn't it? As most of our transfer rumors do these days, and there, or transfer news. To be honest, I can't remember the last time we've had a story leak about a player joining or leaving. I mean, you hear rumors. I mean, I remember in the summer it was Zaharil. It was on and on about him joining. Psati came out of the blue, didn't it? Iai came out of the blue. Yuste came out of the blue. So in terms of our transfers, it's shock. And this is a big one for me, if it does happen. Because as we know, John is a very, talented player. Came through our academy. And to be honest, that left-sided position, that left-sided forward position is his, as far as I'm concerned. He should be a regular in that spot. And if he's fit, he should be playing. Last season, he played a pivotal role in us winning the title, scoring some important goals, notably Ayak and even Ael, last gasp goals. And if he does leave, it'll be a big blow for us. But they're talking about 2 million euros, or is it $2 million? I don't know, but we're talking in the millions here. Since when does a Cypriot player leave Cyprus to join a club for that amount? I mean, who was the last one? Was it Michalis Konstantinou? Was he the last one? I can't remember. Maybe you guys watching now can remind me the last time a Cypriot player left Cyprus to join any club in the world for an astronomical, I can't even say the word, astronomical, I don't know. It's a big one. It's a big one. But does anyone know much about Sporting Kansas? I can tell you a bit. Because I do follow MLS, as sad as my life is. I wouldn't say I'm a huge MLS fan, but I know people who have played in MLS. I know people who are coaching in MLS. I know people who are coaching in USL, which is the kind of like the second division of America, even though they don't have promotions and relegation. The website, it's match.com, isn't it? But it's a Cyprus match. And the thing is, there's a website called match.com, and it's more like online dating. So I'm not going to look for that website. But yeah, Sotirio, that's right, Luisa. Bravo. Sotirio. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you. But as for Sporting Kansas, well, the website that broke the story said that they finished third. Well, they finished third in the Western Conference, because in America they got Eastern Conference and Western Conference. So in the Eastern Conference, you've got teams like New England Revolution and New York City FC. New York City FC are owned by Manchester City's owners, the Manseurs, right? So Man City's owners also have New York City FC and all other teams. And New York City FC won MLS. They won the overall championship, even though they came fourth in the Eastern Conference. They got to the playoffs, and then via the playoffs, they ended up winning the championship overall. In fact, New England Revolution finished top of the Eastern Conference, and they got into the playoffs, and they didn't win it. But Sporting Kansas finished third in the Western Conference. So they finished third in their respective group. And they got into the playoffs, and they lost to Salt Lake in the semi-finals for that side. So they didn't do too badly, in all fairness. But a good thing about them, because they did so well in their respective conference, they finished fourth overall, which means they get to compete in the Leagues Cup. Now, the Leagues Cup is this tournament between MLS teams and Mexican teams. So if Tzionis does end up playing for Sporting Kansas, he'll get to play against, I don't know, Tigres and Necaxa and all these other teams. So it's strange how, I say it's strange, it's not really strange for that part of the world, because they don't really have a Champions League. Well, they have the CONCACAF Champions League, I guess. And the CONCACAF has got like teams from Canada, Guatemala, Costa Rica, and all that. So anyway, but what does this mean for Omonoia for a start? I'm not going to talk about Tzionis just yet. What does it mean for us? Well, it means 2 million for a start, and that's a very, very good price. But let's get it right here. For 2 million, you can do a lot. You can bring in a lot of players, but we need to bring in the right players. It's not about bringing in players. You're not going to bring in players for the sake of bringing in players, are you? We've seen players come and go over the years out of Omonoia that haven't been any good. So, first of all, if that money does come in, is that going to be spent on bringing in players? Again, all of this is conjecture. This whole story about Tzionis leaving is conjecture. It's a rumor. We don't know. So I'm not doing a show to say, oh, he's gone and it's the end of the world and blah, 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 blah. That's not how it works. I want people to look at this objectively and see it as a rumor for what it is. Now, you guys that are living in Cyprus know more than I do, and it's a small world. And London is a small place, apparently. So, as I was saying, Cyprus is a very small island, and everyone knows everyone, and everyone knows something about someone and whatnot. So there probably is some truth to this. That being said, I don't want to stoke up the fire, and I don't want people to be getting bent out of shape and saying, oh, well, you know, it's all well and good selling your best player or one of your best players, and it's all well and good making $2 million or euros, however much it is. Where's that money going to go? Is it going to go back into the transfers? Is it going to go into the club? Is it going to go into someone's pockets? Again, I don't want to touch on that because it's not right and it's not fair. Kiriago says you have it confirmed that it's going to MLS at the end of the month. I'm not going to ask how you know, because it wouldn't be fair for you. And I don't think you'd like to be divulging that kind of information. But if you can say if it's from is it from an official standpoint or is it from a relative or something? Maybe, Kiriago, maybe you're being smart here, because maybe you are a travel agent and you're booking his flight. I know this. You could be a travel agent. Yeah, you've got his Diavadirio, you've got his Tissi, all of that booked, and there. I think I don't know how these things work. But yeah, so what does it mean for Omonoia? What does it mean for Tzionis? I mean, the first thing I will say is that it tells everyone how successful our academy is and how well it's working. Because again, when was the last Omonoia youngster to leave for a huge fee? Now, we know about the kids that have gone to Frankfurt and one of them has come back to Apollon. But in terms of kids that have left Omonoia, youngsters, Cypriots, that have gone to play abroad. Again, hazy. My memory is hazy. Someone needs to tell me. It is a nice cup, isn't it, Nicola? It is. And I'm going to keep it. I know he doesn't play for us anymore, but I've got a lot of respect for Dura, as you guys know, and I'm not gonna throw this away. This mug has memories, has many memories. If you look through my Instagram from last season, and my Instagram handle is down there. If you don't know by now, it's down there. Follow me on Instagram, and you can go through all my old videos, and you'll see the birth of the Duris mug and everything. So yeah, I'm not gonna throw it away just because he's left, and he's a good mate as well. So as I was saying, it tells us that our academy is thriving. We've seen interest in Loizu, we've seen interest in Tzionis, we've seen the 2 kids going to Frankfurt. And what else? What does it mean for the other youngsters coming through? I mean, I think it's brilliant. Because a lot of these kids that are in academies in Cyprus, they're probably thinking, Daxi, I'm going to break into the first team, and then what? What happens? Are people watching the Cypriot League? Well, clearly now, people are obviously seeing the Cypriot League. And I could tell you this for now, for 100%. People that I know in the game, whether it be football agents, whether it be football coaches, they know about Cypriot football and they know about the Cypriot League. Now, let's get it right here. Obviously, because of the standard or the quality of player and the league, bigger clubs are going to see and say, Daxi, well, look, you might feel that your player is worth 3 or 4 million, but he hasn't done enough. So we're going to offer you 1 or 500,000 or 1.5 million. And that's where the bargaining happens. And that's where the little games are played. But as I was saying before, it tells us that the league is improving. It tells us that our academy is top notch. And it gives younger players, not just Omonoia, but other clubs as well, the motivation and the belief that they can be spotted from other clubs around the world. Like if you look at the national team, for example, Sotirio plays abroad, Castanos plays abroad, Gogitz is at Hibs at the moment, although he might be coming back to Cyprus. Garo was abroad. We've got the lad in Belgium, Ioannou. So, yeah, there are Cypriot players playing abroad, but Sporting Kansas is a big club in the United States. I think actually they don't have massive amounts of fans. They probably get about 7,000, 8,000 to home games. But it's a shop window. And if you look at, Premier League teams, for example, how many MLS players have come to the Premier League, have gone to Serie A? It happens a lot. Look at Almiron. He went from Olympia in Paraguay to Atlanta, and now he's at Newcastle United. They're owned by Arabs. So, look, it's exciting. And look, I will be sad to see Tzionis go, but it's for his own development. He needs to go. Like Loizo needs to go. Like one day Humbo is going to need to go. Because as much as we love Omonoia, as much as we want Omonoia to do well, these are footballers first and foremost. Yeah, they love the club. Yeah, they love the fans. Yeah, they love the island. They love the culture. But they are professional footballers. And if they are to get to that next level, they need to level up. They need to go elsewhere. They need to develop. They need to play for themselves. How many footballers have you seen in this world say, I support this team and I'll support this team for the rest of my life and I'll never join their rival? And yet they go there. Sol Campbell being one of them. And we know what happened there. But look, at the end of the day, I'd be very happy for him to go. And I'll say, Galindiki, good luck. And I hope you have the best career. I really hope. Because let's not forget, he's not just a good footballer. He's a good boy as well. You never see him getting into trouble. You never see or hear any stories about him being a bad kid. Not that I'm saying that other players are in the squad, but, footballers have this stigma attached to them. And, if he goes to the United States, he's going to need to speak English for a start. I mean, I don't know if his English is great. We message each other from time to time. But I'm pretty sure his English is fairly basic. So he'll have to learn. He'll have to get used to the culture. He'll have to get used to the American way. Because don't look at Cyprus and you think you can go to Periptero and you'll be all right. Out in America, it's dangerous, man. It's a dangerous place. So it's the settling in. He's going to need to have his family close by. And there's going to have to be a lot of support, not just from his family, but also from us as well. And, you know, if we want to see him succeed, which he deserves to, we need to back him. But hey, let's have a look. Hypothetically, if Tzionis gets the US transfer, we're losing a good Cypriot player, which we honestly can't replace with another Cypriot. So that means we need to bring in a foreigner. You're right, 100%. But again, this is down to the academy to produce these younger players. And we're seeing slowly a conveyor belt of talent of players that are coming through. And while we can't put a lot of pressure on these players, we need to give them time. And the one thing I will say, which adds more pressure to the youngsters, now that someone like Tzionis is in the shop window, now that people are looking at Loizo, while these younger players are going to get excited to think, yeah, one day I can make that move, on the flip side, there's going to be pressure on them to develop. And there's going to be pressure on them because they'll be looking at the players that have gone and they'll be like, oh, well, why can't you be like them? Why can't you be like them? That's not how it works. That is not how it works. So we need to be very, very careful with this one. Look at this guy. See? Another guy that loves the club, man. Welcome, Michael. How many months now before you become a dad, man? I messaged you the other day. You didn't get back to me. You hurt my feelings. I'm joking. I love you, man. There you go. As soon as Michael jumps on the stream, all of a sudden people are messaging and they're completely ignoring what I'm saying. There you go. You've always got the love there, Michael. Enjoy it. To be honest, you know, this isn't just me bigging you up, Michael. It's a fact that you are wanted and you're needed at this club. And it's a shame that things didn't work out. But fingers crossed, you'll be back one day to play for us. I don't want to put any pressure on you, man, because I don't know if you saw my stream the other day, actually. Maybe you can jump on. Actually, let me put the invite link on here anyway, if anyone wants to jump on. Michael, you're more than welcome to jump on if you've got 5 minutes, man. Because I was saying this the other day. I can't remember which stream it was, actually. I can't remember which stream it was, but I was saying that, you know, when footballers have private lives and when they've got family matters to deal with, football comes last. And as Michael, I used Michael as an example, hypothetically, you know, he's got a wife, girlfriend, she's pregnant. He wants to stay back home because his family's there. And that's probably where she wants to be as well. And, you know, football comes last, you know, wife, child, most important thing. And I'm going to reiterate what I said last time. I'm sorry if I'm boring you, but money isn't the best form of currency. Time is, because you can lose money, but you can work and get it back. When time is gone, it's gone. You can't go back in time and bring back the past and change it. You can't. If it did, then I'm sure we'd all do things different and we'd all behave different and change things that we could. But anyway, I'm getting too philosophical here. This is about Tzionis here. So what happens? What happens now? Well, the problem with this rumor now is a lot of people are getting more and more anxious about this particular window. We know our season hasn't been great. Other teams around us have improved. Even the terrorists are winning games. They're doing better now than they were last season, even although that probably isn't much of an achievement because I don't know how they could have got any worse from last season, but they're winning games. They're winning games convincingly. And it is a concern. And the fact that we haven't signed any players this window, knowing full well that we do need players, is a worry. But am I going to let this consume me? No. Am I going to let this turn into a negative? No. Because the way I see it is that we have most of the players that won the league last season. And while this season hasn't been great results-wise, all right, the performances haven't been great either, but we've seen how well they've played. We've seen how well they can play. And I think that it will be unfair on the current players to become so obsessed with transfers. Because what I've said on numerous occasions is that the players that we have in the squad, their biggest opponents aren't the players that they're playing against on the pitch. It isn't the potential transfers coming in. It's the players that are playing in the same positions as them. So when Humber gets his chance in the first team, I'm pretty sure Mix is looking over his shoulder thinking, all right, this is a young player. He's a local lad. I'm going to need to step up because if I don't, I'm losing my place. And Humber is probably thinking, I need to continue with this form because I've got this experienced player ahead of me wanting to play in my position. So I need to step up. So as a footballer, your biggest opponent isn't the guy that you're faced on the pitch. It's the player that's in the same position as you. So what I'm saying is we shouldn't be getting on the players, getting too negative because we haven't signed any players this month. I'm becoming frustrated. I'm not going to lie to you because we need to improve in certain areas. That being said, I'm not going to turn around and say, well, we need a new right winger. No, because I know that Zaharil deserves a chance. And he's come to the club with a bit of a reputation from Olympiacos. And because he hasn't had, a great season, people getting on his back. Give him a chance. Oh, we need another centre forward. Well, okay, Shepard's form hasn't been great, and he'll be the first one to say that. But am I going to shit on him and get on his back because he hasn't scored 8 goals or 7 goals or 10 goals? No, I'm not. Because I know he's got goals in him. Oh, we need a number 10. Okay, that's something that we've been saying for a long time. But Ernest is now back in the squad. So am I going to sit here kicking and screaming because we don't have a number 10 when I know full well that Ernest can play up front with Shepard in a 4-4-2? And we saw how well they did last season. I'm going to give him a chance. Am I going to sit in and kick and scream and say, oh, we need a new left winger now because Tzionis is going to leave and we've only got EI? No, I didn't agree with the EI signing. I still don't rate him. And yes, I've shit on him in the past. But as I said at the beginning of this calendar year, I'm going to let players have a clean slate. And he played well against Buffalo. He wasn't great, but he was one of our best players against Buffalo. Am I going to give him a chance if he comes in a left wing? Yes, I will. Because he's wearing an Omonoia shirt. He's got the badge. Yeah? So as long as you're wearing that badge and you are fully committed, I'm going to support you. And that's how we all should be thinking. Oh, we need a new right back because Shehu's injured. Well, Sati can slot in. And granted, he hasn't been great. But it's his first season at the club. And he needs time to adapt. Kiko's been playing at right back. He's done okay. I think so. So there's loads of things. There are loads of factors. And it's, like I said, it's very easy to become despondent. It's very easy to be like, oh, I'm Varetica, man. I can't be bothered with this season because we're playing so shit. But what happens if we win today? What happens if we beat Apollon? How many points behind them will we be then? What, 1? If I'm not mistaken. Let me just get my let me get the league table up on my phone. Gobta. I'm sure you guys have probably got the league table there in front of you, or maybe someone can tell me exactly what how far Apollon are ahead of us. Gobta. Right, so we're 5th on 24 points. We win this, we're on 27, and we're 2 behind Apollon. So it's not too bad. And actually, Apollon will have a game in hand. But listen, the way I see it, and it's the old adage, I'd rather have the points than the games in hand. Ask Man United fans right now how they're feeling. 2 games in hand, 3 games in hand. They go to Villa Park and they blow a 2-goal lead and they're fucked. So would I rather have the points than to have the games in hand? Yes. So the teams that are behind us that have games in hand, and they're probably thinking, we got games in hand. We need to get the points. And pressure burst pipes. As I said, the link is in the comments. If anyone wants to join me and jump on and talk to me about Tzionis, how well do you think he'd do in MLS? In all fairness, I don't think there's much of a difference in terms of quality overall. Yeah, we've seen some fantastic players come out of MLS, but we've seen some fucking shit players as well. And I've seen some players in MLS, I think some of our players could go out there and rip it up. I think they could. I really don't think MLS is this, world-class league that we're led to believe. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of quality players, and you see a lot of South Americans, Central Americans, some players from Europe going to that league. Well, I know Steven Gerrard's been there, Kaka's been there, Nani's been there, but what have they done? David Beckham went out there and he won 2 MLS trophies. But if you want to talk about big names that have gone to MLS, who's actually done anything? Did Ibrahimovic win anything out there? He scored a bag of goals, but did he win anything? So I don't know. I think it's a good league. I think he'll benefit from the facilities, 100%. He'll benefit from playing a more demanding league, because I think there's 14 teams in. How many teams are there in that conference anyway? How many have they got? Let me have a look. I don't even fucking know, man. I haven't even done my Googles on that one. Let's have a look. So there's 13 teams in the Western Conference. They play each other twice, and then they go into the playoffs. So it's all right. Probably not as many games as Cyprus, I'm guessing. But this is the other thing. This is the other thing which didn't even come to mind. If Omonoia, when we play Buffer, which is the other end of the island, how long does it take to get there? An hour? When Sporting Kansas City are playing another team, they need to get on a bloody plane. It's like a 4-hour flight. And that takes out a lot. Man. That's another thing. Insigne's gone there. He's gone to Toronto, hasn't he? My mate Rowan Ricketts was at Toronto. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, let's have a look. Don't get me wrong, it's a great opportunity for Tzionis, and of course it can give our young Cypriot players big motivation, but our concern as fans is what we can accomplish this Savage season. Well, this is it there. This is what I've been saying, this is just touched on. Is a concern. And a lot of people are going to be thinking that we've now become a selling club, which we're not. But I think if the value of the player is there, will we get a 2 million offer for Tzionis next year? Or in the summer, will we get that offer? Don't forget, MLS starts next month, February 26th. So they're not going to wait until the summer to bring him in. They want him in now to prepare him for pre-season. So if he joins them at the end of the month or end of the week or whatever, he needs to go out there, needs to get settled. So this deal needs to be done now. And Duxie, look, I don't want him to go. Philip, I know he's one of our most important players. I can't deny that. But you know, this is Omonoia, right? This is Omonoia. And while we're a massive team in Cyprus, you know, the rest of the world, they see us as a small fish, man. And they're going to be targeting us. We're going to be that club like, I don't know, like Southampton were for Liverpool back in the day, when Liverpool was signing all of these players from Southampton. You know, Ricky Lambert and Lallana and Nathaniel Klein. That's what we're now. That's what we're like now. Let's get Stefano on. Stefano.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Right.
You okay?
Maxi.
What is rumours with Tzionis? Now I was hitting some στο ψουμούιν, αλλά crunchy.
Crunchy, what? Kulurin.
Όπως το κουλούρι.
You can say Kulurin, man. I'm not that much of a Charlie.
No. It's not.
Bembo, tell me, what are your thoughts on Tzionis possibly going?
I don't know. Will it be a good opportunity for him? Go there. He'll learn, get some education from that country. I don't know.
I think so.
He will in the US. At the moment they're producing some very good players at MLS as well. In the US they are producing some good players. Pulisic, Shea Adams, Adams and all these guys now recently. You know, they're getting a lot better than what they used to be now. And a lot more players are going there. But Tzionis, at this age, at this time that he is, I don't know, it would be a good move for him to leave his family, to leave everything he has here in Cyprus, to go somewhere else. Στην άλλη, ξέρεις, άκρη του κόσμου, ας πούμε.
Put it this way, right? We're seeing a lot of players from MLS join clubs around Europe, like that Pepe, that striker from Houston. He's gone to Augsburg for a ridiculous amount of money. There's something that I forgot to mention. if John is sold and goes to Sporting, I get the feeling there's going to be a sell-on clause as well, whereby we get maybe 10% of any future sales. That's another possibility. And I think that's what a lot of clubs are doing right now. But in terms of his development, look, as I was saying before, I don't think there's a massive difference in quality in MLS. But don't forget, they've got the facilities, they've got the money. I can't see this being a bad thing for him. Even if he goes for a year and comes back to Cyprus, that year will be a massive, massive learning curve. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to be a failure. I'm not saying that he's going to be a failure. I think he'll rip it up, to be honest. I think in a couple of years, you'll be talking about him as one of the best players in the league. And I'm not just saying this.
Easy. He has the footballing IQ. He has the pace as well to run at players as well. Like, he has good ability on him. He's a good player with the ball. He's very good. He's very agile. Scores goals. Yeah, he can easily rip it up over there. A lot of good technical players in that league as well.
I think they play with like a 4-2-3-1 or something like that as well, or a 4-3-3. So
I have no idea.
So as a wide player, I think he'd do well. But in all fairness, like I said, I don't know too much about Sporting Kansas in terms of their squad. I know they've got what's his name, Johnny Russell, who's this Scottish player. He's a captain, and I think he was at, where was he before? Derby County. He was at Derby County. That's the only real player that I know. But I think his contract is up this summer or something like that. I don't know. So yeah, again, the thing is with these MLS clubs, it's all about development and selling players on. Unless you're a new
old player.
CFC, do you know what I mean?
Unless you're an old player and you're looking for that salary, like Insigne did right now, Napoli offered him. Napoli offered him like 2 million or something like that. He refused to sign a new deal with Napoli, and then he went for like 10 mil to get 10 mil a year, something like that, 15 mil a year at Toronto.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Something like that.
$12 million or something like that. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. But I don't think Johnny's is going for the money, man. This is what I'm saying. This is just a rumor.
Development.
The development. I mean, I was saying before, this is just a rumor. I don't want people to start getting all, he's talking about him leaving because I don't know anything. I'm just going by what I've seen on Facebook and that kind of stuff. But I mean, in terms of us then, in terms of us moving forward, Johnny's goes. Let's just say he goes, and what happens to our youth academy? What happens to players coming in? Do we look for Cypriot players? Do we look for what do we do?
Produce someone like him. It would take time for him to develop, to get in the starting lineup and all this stuff. He doesn't have to, get in the starting lineup like dramatically, but at least he will develop. I think I'm not pretty sure we got other players as well like him in our academy. We have a lot of players, technical players as well, very good, who are similar like Loizu and Tzionis and all these guys, But it depends. They know who to look at. They know who to bring in. They know, the characters and all this stuff and the attributes. They're going to know what they're going to do, unless they're going to bring someone ready-made to play right now in that position, or they're going to, promote someone from the youth academy. It depends. But I would rather see someone would promote someone. But with Tzionis, he came in at a bad situation with Omonoia. He came in, he was a starter, was scoring goals, he was 17, 16, something like that. Then he developed the next season. He didn't play that much, when the COVID happens. And then the last year when we won the league, he played a massive role. So bringing in someone like him would take at least 2 or 3 years, and it depends on the situation as well, how we're going to be in with this player. How many chances he's going to get. Or maybe it might be not one player, 2 or 3 players that are trying to replace Tzionis, or unless they're going to bring someone to replace him instead.
So if we're talking about replacements, I mean, is there anyone in the academy who you think will make a step up for next season?
I don't know them too well, to be honest. Like, I want to see them first, and then judge them whether they're ready or not. We have someone who can play there, but I don't know if he's going to make the same impact. Zahario, but right now he's injured.
Zahario. Yeah. Fair enough. Well, the thing is, we're lucky because, as I said, we're producing players.
Yeah, the best in this country.
But
the
see,
best.
this is the thing. What do you think it tells the rest of the world or the rest of Europe about how well our academy is doing? As I mentioned before, we've had the 2 lads that went to Frankfurt.
For the
Foddy signed a new contract, hasn't he? He signed a new
Yeah,
contract.
he professional contract.
Yeah, signed a pro contract. Yeah, he signed a new contract. And what's his name? The lad that's gone to Apollon. Bondigos, yeah. So
he went to Zaisa Gagi or something now on loan.
He's gone on loan, yeah?
Yeah.
That's a good move for him. It's a good club.
Yeah.
Good club. So yeah, I mean, as I said, in terms of the academy, do you think this is going to give us a boost, give players an opportunity?
Massive.
Yeah,
massive, because it would leave a gap at that position to bring someone else in that position. Someone, the players as well. You're going to bring in that kind of a DNA of the club. You know the DNA, you know the club very well. They're going to play with more energy, and they're younger as well. They want to prove themselves. So at least we can give them a chance if they're going to play in that position.
So before we wrap it up, because I think I've gone on for 36 minutes and I don't think there's much more to say. Everyone else has been contributing, which is brilliant. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for jumping on there. But what do you make of today then? Big game, historically a difficult match. And we know how well Apollon have done this season. I think they released Wellington, their defender, the other day.
Yeah.
So they're one lighter, but they've made a couple of signings as well. Dingin is back in the squad, if I'm not mistaken. So how do you think today will go?
I told you in the last preview against the game against Olympiacos, I told you that I have this strange feeling today. My dad said, "Oh, we're gonna lose, or we're gonna draw." I told him, "No." Like most of the times, I'm the one who's a bit negative at this moment, but I have my reasons. So at this time, we got that win against Olympiacos. And I have this strange feeling as well, like I had against when we played them in the first game, when we won 1-0 with Trebovic. I have the same feeling. I think we're going to break that curse that we haven't won since 2016 or something like that in there. I think we're going to beat them. We're going to open up things, and we're going to be like 2 points behind them. I think we're going to have the most games right now, 17 games, and the other teams are going to have like 2 or 3 games in hand on us. I think we're going to win. I don't know how much. It's not going to be easy. Even a draw wouldn't really bother me, but I would rather win instead.
I think Henningberg played the blinder against Olympiacos by playing Asimenos and Humbo. Obviously, Mix and
he had no other choice.
Of course. But I mean, that's another week where these players are able to rest. I know Mix was ill, and I think Jordi was suspended, wasn't he? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, and I think Lang's back for this one again. So we should be practically fully fit, and with the exception of obviously Gusu, but that's another one, and Zaharil.
Yeah.
But I think we've got a fully fit squad, haven't we? And Shehu, obviously.
Yeah, we do. We do. Yeah, Shehu as well. Sadis is going to play. No, not Sadis. It's going to be Kiko again, isn't it?
Kiko right back. So, listen, I'm not too nervous.
Depends how we turn up. Depends how we turn up. If we're going to do the same shit like we've been doing the whole year, then we're not going to win.
Bro, let me tell you this, right? I'm going to tell you this for now, right? If we keep Zrandi quiet, I think we'll be good.
We're going to win.
I think we'll be good. Because he's been undoubtedly their best player.
Babulis is out.
Huh? Foddy,
is out.
Foddy's got COVID, isn't he? That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Who are we going to play there?
I think Ernest will start. I think Ernest will start.
Okay.
Look, if they go with 3 at the back, which I'm guessing they will, Gadelaris will be a centre back. Roberge will be centre back. And who else will go? Would it be Jovanovic?
Mavrias?
Or a right back? I think Hadis is injured, I think he might be injured.
What about Filiodis?
If Filiodis is at right back, I will love it because he can be got at and he makes a lot of mistakes.
He's clumsy.
Makes a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
I don't know if Alasami is going to play or is it going to be Hamas. I don't know which one of the two it's going to be. Hamas is another one. good at getting forward, but defensively not great. I know they signed Noyok, the midfielder.
The Ukrainian guy.
He's a good player.
From Belarus. Yeah.
Bravo, yeah. But
they're making moves. They're making moves. We need to make moves as well.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But yeah, look, I think keep Zandi quiet. We'll be all right. I just think the other concern for me is up front, because Dabo and Janga, they're big, they're physical, they're quick. They'll cause us problems, you know, and especially at set pieces. We need to be very careful. We need to be very physical today. But
he's a big lad. He's throwing some headers. Yeah.
Oh, look, hang about. Gadelaris is out.
Oh,
okay.
And
he's been one of the best players. He's been one of the best players this season, man. He's been one of the best players. So, yeah, look, at the end of the day, if we play our game, well, I think we'll get something out of this one. Don't forget, you know, Apollon are very, very good on the counter attack, but I'm not convinced with them defensively. I'm still not convinced with them. They're very rigid. Don't get me wrong, and they can be solid, but they've got mistakes in them. Do you remember when they played Ajax and they lost? Was it 3 or 4-1 at home? The mistakes that they made at the back.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think if Shepherd can get a bit physical and you know, stick it, you know, put it about a bit, you'll give them problems.
You need someone like Duris today.
We could have done with him. We could have done with him against Apoel, man. We could have done with him against against Buffalo, especially against Buffalo.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. What's this one? Rumor have it that there's an agreement around $4 million. $4 million. That much?
Christ. More than Luizu.
4 million. Well, look, again, it's all conjecture. It's all rumors. And that's a big fee. But is that 4 million depending on appearances, depending on goals, depending on? Again, we don't know anything, and I don't think we'll ever find out until it's all done. It's all done and dusted.
Official.
But yeah. Anyway, Philemon, thank you very much for jumping on.
My pleasure.
And hopefully you'll tune in later. I think Roy and Chris are going to do the show later because
if you're going to do a stream, I might jump in.
Well, hopefully I'll tell them to put the link in the comments and all that. So yeah. Anyway, I think Philemon, enjoy the rest of your day. And
thank you. I'm going to watch an Aussies in a bit with the playing against Ireland.
That'll be a good one. That'll be a good one. Ade. Thanks, Philemon. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Take care, brother. Ade.
Bye.
There you go, Gobella. 42 minutes, 42 minutes. I've bored you. Anyway, thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for your support. It's very much appreciated. Don't forget to watch out for tonight's live stream with Roy and Chris. It's all set up. So all you need to do is hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell so you get the alert when we go live or when they go live. And fingers crossed, they'll be talking about a win for Omonoia tonight. So until next time, Gobella, Bameshilakam.